will be dogged, they'll be resilient, they'll have to keep it tight early on. And we talk about the quality that goes through that Arsenal side. They have players who can really hurt you, but also those players have to fancy it themselves. They have to show a level of professionalism in front of this big crowd. And once again, we have a story where it's all about the substitutes, or in particular, a substitute.
And it's going to be Arsenal to get us underway. Around 5,000 or so Leeds United supporters have made the journey. Last year it was over 9,000, but a little bit more tricky to sort it out to get down here on a Monday night. With work commitments to think of, but they will make quite a noise, you can be sure of that. So the 119th meeting between Arsenal and Leeds United is underway. Arsenal shade the head-to-head over the years by 45 wins to 41. But remember, the sides did meet here in the third round just a year ago, when Leeds were in front through a Robert Snodgrass penalty until the 90th minute. Cesc Fabregas scoring a penalty of his own to earn a replay at Ellen Road, which Arsenal won by 3-1. Will it be as close as that this time around? The ball booted clear by OD, picked up by Oxlade-Chamberlain, knocked out wide by Alex Song to Arshavin. On the front foot straight away here, Arsenal, as you'd expect. And Leeds scramble it clear. It's so important that the ball sticks when it is played up front. It doesn't. Coquelin gets it upfield for Arsenal. This is Aaron Ramsey, who we are expecting to play further forward. And it is Arteta, the skipper here, who's sitting a little bit further back with Song. Andre Arshavin, who has only scored once in the Premier League this season, blazes the ball over the bar.
Certainly with his shooting like that, you can see why. A sharp start from Arsenal, as you'd expect. When you're the visiting team, particularly this Leeds team, stepping up a little bit in class tonight, you have to expect not to have the ball for long periods of game, but you can't panic in that respect. You have to keep your shape, keep your discipline. As you've already so rightly said, when you get a chance to get a hold of that ball, you have to take it.
Probably won't be the first shot we see of Thierry Henry sitting on the bench tonight, by the way. I'm sure had he been in Arshavin's position there, he may well have tested Lonergan, the Leeds goalkeeper. Koscielny with the ball forward to Arteta. Song, of course, not involved in the Africa Cup of Nations. Cameroon didn't qualify. Shamak tackled by Darren O'D, the Irishman. No chance for Shamak tonight, who's been in such wretched form in front of goal. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Well, didn't do much more than that, really. No Arsenal jerseys in the penalty area. Coquelin. Son. This is Arteta. Looks like the pattern of play is pretty much set here. Messi Mikel to Song. Broken up by Leeds. And a spell of possession certainly wouldn't do them any harm. They'll get the free kick and they'll certainly take it.
Yeah, good little spell of play from Leeds. Again, they showed that defensive discipline I talked about, and just a bit of an explosion of pace, a clear foul. And it's good, it just allows you to draw breath, move your team up the pitch, let your defender see the halfway line, get yourself a touch of the ball early, and it takes some guts. You have to pass the ball properly. This is dangerous now when they get counter-attacked.
Given away, Shamak to Arshavin. Once again, over the crossbar from the Russian.
You can't be sucked into playing their game, passing it around neatly, because they're good players, and you see here, now you're up against it, because the final pass is decent, should do better. So disappointed. Tui's blazed over, and Arshavin in form, slots that, curls it round the keeper on the floor, gives him no chance. Just shows probably where he's at the moment with his confidence. That technique just sadly lacking.
Strongly tipped to move on in this transfer window, actually. Remember, he cost £17 million from Zenit 3 years ago. Arteta. He's been brought down. Referee Mark Clattenburg gives Arsenal the free kick.
Just slightly caught Arteta to pick himself up. Just perfect conditions for players. No wind at all, skiddy surface, nice and slick. Absolutely pristine area of grass to pass the ball on, and that is what Arsenal will do for the entire period of this game.
Well, the first time we've seen Leeds in possession in the Arsenal half. This is Andros Townsend, who's on loan from Arsenal's arch-rivals Spurs. Interesting he's out on the left-hand side. I don't know if Simon Grayson has looked at that. Thought that may be a better opportunity for him. But here's Shamak. That's not really how he likes to play. Surrounded by defenders with the ball at his feet. That's not his strongest suit. There is Simon Grayson, the Leeds manager. His 8th meeting against Premier League opposition as Leeds boss. Of course, he drew here and at Spurs, won at Manchester United, decent record. Mikel. Arteta seeing plenty of the ball in the early stages here. This is Laurent Koscielny. Certainly grown in stature at the back this season. Forward by Scalacci, up to Arshavin. Asked quite a lot of Mikel there. This is the earlier chance for Arshavin. Wonder what they're saying after seeing that.
I think Thierry Henry just said, was it really 17 minutes? I don't think they will get, you talk about him moving on, Arshavin, I don't think they'll get his money back, but he's a player with so much potential. You see him busting about and he's busy and he seems to have a good trick in him, but then some days, the days that he's poor, he really is poor.
Ball absolutely wretchedly given away there, and Leeds can't take advantage. Townsend trying to motor down the left-hand side.
It shows his pace. I think just the fact that he got possession out of surprise, his other teammates were unable to go and catch him up. That's often the trouble. You get pinned in your own half for long periods, it's tough to get out.
The ball was given away by Scalacci, who hasn't figured at all in the Premier League this season. Been a real bit part player for Arsenal. Song. Shamak. Now Oxlade-Chamberlain. Shamak again. The attempted flick from Ramsey was a good idea. They certainly started like they mean business here, Arsenal.
Still have to have an end product though, that's the difference. You can pass the ball around and look really pretty, they will do that, they do that really well, but it shows the strength of Van Persie. He gets all the goals so far ahead, and little bits of sloppiness, give the ball away.
Ball played forward by Mika Väyrynen, the Finnish international. Now Townsend made his debut in that win against Burnley last week. That's been given away. This is Ramsey. An intelligent ball that is to Arshavin, popping up on the right-hand side. Leeds with plenty of players back here. Arteta. Coquelin. Ramsey. Square by Scalacci to Laurent Koscielny. Song. Lovely ball to Arshavin. Flipped through towards Shamak. He was always second favourite.
Yeah, good defending. Just gets across nice and sharply. He's coming across to make the tackle.
Ramsey. Arteta. Arshavin. Leading away from Zach Thompson, the 19-year-old. Shamak. Just lobbed out wide by Ramsey to Mikel. This is Shamak, who might have just taken that away from Oxlade-Chamberlain coming in behind him. Down goes Andros Townsend.
He's certainly done well enough so far, Townsend. He's been a good out with his pace down this left-hand side. A couple of fouls committed on him. A little bit lucky there as well. I think it's Coquelin. Yeah, Coquelin who goes off his feet. I think he's a little bit lucky not to pick up a yellow card there. Nothing malicious in the challenge. In the middle, yeah, just a little word that happened with the referee. And he's come sliding in. No intention of playing the ball whatsoever. Picks up a little bit of Townsend. Very surprised he hasn't picked up a yellow card there.
Oh, the flick on was potentially useful. Nunez. We haven't really seen the ball up with the Leeds strikers in the early stages here. That was the tackle you're talking about.
It's a really rash challenge. I've certainly seen some controversial decisions already over this FA Cup weekend. But, as I say, nothing malicious in it. But showing maybe that Coquelin is not the most natural of defenders.
He's certainly showing his versatility, because he is really a ball-playing, holding, deep-lying midfielder, and played left-back against Fulham, and now right-back here tonight. Forward by Koscielny. The ball is well held up there for Leeds. And not for long. That's where they really do need to keep possession. Forward by OD. Towards Becchio, but Scalacci will clear his lines.
Really looking forward to seeing Chamberlain tonight. Big opportunity for him. Been a little bit limited, certainly with the talent and the promise that he's shown so far. His opportunities have been slightly limited. Obviously Walcott playing ahead of him at times. A little bit more established, but he's a player with immense ability. Played a fair amount of money to bring him here, but certainly justified that promise with some of his performances so far when given an opportunity.
Well, £15 million the price tag for Oxlade-Chamberlain from Southampton. Scored a hat-trick for the England under-21s against Iceland in October. High quality treble it was as well. 80 White, the left back for Leeds, with the throw. I don't think we've seen them put more than 3 passes together so far. Coquelin. It's a very nice ball out to Arshavin on the far side. Thompson. Ramsey back to Song. This is Mikel. Another one who isn't really a left back. Coquelin. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Arsenal with no such difficulties at stringing passes together, but not too much end product so far.
Now the sideways passes have been real quality. It's that little clever, that cute pass, isn't it? That's what they need. That's the creativity. That's where the really special players can produce a pass out of nowhere. Now that movement of the forwards has to be a little bit better. The one thing that the Leeds defenders at least will be happy about, Shamak, you know what you're getting. You have to be physical up against him. Oxlade-Chamberlain's the one that can hurt you because he's got the pace and the trickery.
Speaking of trickery, there's Ramsey doing a fantastic job finding Oxlade-Chamberlain, who was about to shoot on the edge of the box, and the tackles came flying in.
Good play from Ramsey. How good to see him back to his best after that real nasty leg break. Player should be around in an Arsenal shirt for many years to come, driving on for midfield, but shows there he's got real quality in his feet as well. Point I was just making, you know, if you're playing up against Arshavin as a young man, making your debut in Thompson here tonight, at least you know he's not running you, he's not going to destroy you with his pace. Okay, he can be clever and he can be cute with the ball and get in good positions, but he's not really going to destroy you with that pace. You can get yourself up against him, hopefully make a few tackles.
Well, this was the tackle to deny Oxlade-Chamberlain. Just worked it onto his left side, didn't he?
Lovely balance. Good covering, that's what you need, your teammates around you. Teammates filling back in, running back into position.
So Arteta with the free kick for Arsenal. Oh, nodded down wide. That was Scalacci who rose on the far post.
No, the absolute artillery's coming in. When it's Arteta involved, great ball. Takes the goalkeeper out of the equation with the pace and the power. And a decent leap at the far post from Scalacci. Under pressure, tough for him to direct the header.
His last goal came nearly a year ago now. Last February against Stoke. His one and only Premier League goal. Arsene Wenger paid over £3 million for him from Sevilla 18 months ago. It's been a bit part player, really. White. It's given away to Oxlade-Chamberlain. They're sort of hanging on in there, Leeds, aren't they?
Oh, they've been fine. It's always going to be tough when you come away. You mentioned at the start, you know you're not going to have a great deal of possession of the ball, but they've made it through the 15-minute mark. A couple of wild shots from Arshavin, that's all they've had to show for it, and they haven't been dominated, have they? It hasn't been loads of shots raining in, great saves from the goalkeeper, so they'll feel fairly comfortable. They'll feel their way into the game. They've had periods that they've managed to keep the ball themselves.
Of course, the longer it stays 0-0, the more they will grow in confidence. This is Townsend against Song. It won't do him any harm to whip across it.
Well, he's certainly been the brightest outlet so far in this Leeds side. A couple of Spurs legends.
Tim Sherwood and Les Ferdinand both on the coaching staff, aren't they, at Spurs?
I'm not sure the crowd have realised where Townsend's come from, because it's been a fairly muted reaction to him up to this point.
Well, header back from Leeds. Bit of a stretch for Lonergan, but he seemed to have that firmly in hand. And Leeds fans here, all 5,000 of them, determined to enjoy their night in North London.
It's still a great fixture, Leeds-Arsenal. So many historic. We talk about the ties from the start and the 40-odd wins each. Been some absolutely great games, and some of the best players in British football really have been through this fixture. Great traditions about this tie.
Driving run from Ramsey. Right through the heart of the Leeds midfield. Never on target to strike though.
Just got good energy, lovely balance when he runs with the ball. Just opens up quite nicely for him. Maybe could have just slid the ball out to his left-hand side. With Mikel overlapping.
Another one who perhaps should score a few more goals than he does, Aaron Ramsey. Again, just one Premier League goal this season. He's the captain of Wales these days. He's still only 21 years of age. Danny Pugh down the right-hand side. Signed recently from Stoke City after a successful loan spell. Forward by OD, headed away by Mikel. Thompson with the throw. Nunez, Honduran international. Just couldn't get the ball away from Mikel. And here's Arshavin. And Arsenal won't mind Leeds having a bit of possession at the other end of the field to open things up a bit. Well, Arshavin went down. I think it was Pugh, wasn't it, who came back with the tackle, and Mark Clattenburg said no foul.
Must be a foul. It really does. I know I've been a bit critical of Arshavin, but this looks a foul. Looks like he plays the ball past him. It's just has to be a foul, doesn't it? He's clever with his feet, and it's the frustrations. I mean, he would argue that he has to be looked after. A player of his quality. You know, he's quick with his feet. At least he needs the officials to look after him. He's taken a really painful one in the jaw. Just been a little bit too quick for Thompson. Thompson couldn't get out of the way, but he'll be delighted to get a challenge like that in for free. Certainly see some history on it from Arsene Wenger. Always quick to protect his players. That was about as clear a foul as you could see.
Forward by Leeds, up to Becchio. And this side is Townsend. Referee playing advantage. There was a foul there, but Coquelin gets it forward to Ramsey. Far side is Arshavin. Ominous for Leeds, this. Arshavin working it onto his right foot. This is Ramsey. Lonergan comes. Did that go out of play? No. Yes, it did. Linesman waited and then decided that it had been carried out. But lovely bit of footwork there from Andre Arshavin.
Just talked about his ability. He's a shuffling run. You get him in these sorts of situations is dangerous, but it's his final touch. He's so quick with the pass. Little touch, boom. And that's the pace of it. Ramsey overruns it, trying to draw the foul from Lonergan. Just runs the ball out of play. But again, it comes from a quick break. That's where Arsenal are at their best. That counter-attack, the pace that they move forward with. Commit bodies forward. Attack them at your peril.
Arsene Wenger's side have scored just 4 goals in their last 5 home games. Haven't been particularly prolific in that department. Of course, without Van Persie, who's on a family holiday, he has scored the bulk of their goals. Ramsey. Oh, good interception there.
This is an interesting conundrum, isn't it, having Henry sat there? If he comes into the team and starts scoring, it will be an interesting message that he sends out to the likes of Chamakh. I'm not sure you can necessarily fault Shamakh's attitude. He just hasn't got that goals return, has he? He always seems to try hard enough, but just can't get goals. And strikers going through that crisis, it's just horrible.
Oxlade-Chamberlain did well there, brought down on the edge, taken on by Arshavin. Good ball in towards Chamakh. This is Ramsey, and it's deflected over for a corner.
Arshavin at the heart of it again, busting around that penalty area. Ball just wouldn't sit for Ramsey at the end of it. Good play. This is a foul. Poor tackle, actually. He's lucky not to pick up a booking for that. Arshavin, quick feet again. You just think it's going to slot, and the ball just bobbles slightly, allows the challenge to come in.
Deflected over by Leeds. First corner of the game to be taken by Arteta. Outswing it. Cleared as far as Oxlade-Chamberlain. This is Song. Now Coquelin. Arteta. A lovely ball to Ramsey. Back to the Spaniard Arteta, who has an eye for goal. I think Lonergan saw that all the way.
He's certainly got ability with both feet, Arteta. Just drags it. Certainly Lonergan would have had that ball covered. They don't mind shooting from distance. If you're going to make a team do anything, that's what you settle for. Just say, if you're going to be good enough to beat our goalkeeper from 20, 25 yards, we'll take our chances on that.
Just on the subject of Chamakh, when he signed on that free transfer from Bordeaux, he started so well, didn't he, with 10 goals in his first 21 games, but 2 in his last 38 games. Is his recent return. Speaks for itself.
It does. He was certainly a player you felt that Arsenal needed, with a bit more physical presence. I remember seeing him early on up at Liverpool. He went up for a challenge with Reina that no other Arsenal player would have made. They ended up getting a goal from it. And you think, yeah, this is the dimension. This is something different. But it's just that goals return that really they live or die by, the forwards.
Townsend's ball in. And what a way, and you do feel that Leeds have got the physical presence here. And it's lashed goalwards by Luciano Becchio. He'll be disappointed he didn't keep that down.
He'd be really disappointed because he lashes it and he shouldn't do. Just needs a bit of composure. Again, scrappy defending from Arsenal. How many times do we sit and what a chance this is to whip the ball in? Just half snatches at the shot. Not going to get too many chances. He knows that. He's seen it all now. Certainly against Premiership opposition. Got to be really cool when that chance comes.
It's a good pullback by Mika Väyrynen. Becchio, who's only netted 3 goals this season. Disappointing by his standards. His first sight of goal in this cup tie. Koscielny. Excellent ball up to Arshavin. He's enjoying his battle with the fullback Thompson. Got to the byline, but well, look at the referee. He wants a corner there.
Certainly looked like Thompson got back to him. Yeah, got back and made a good tackle. Was happy to show him the line though. Backed his pace, Thompson. Managed to get back to him.
Second Arsenal corner. OD looking after Schumack. Arteta with the in-swinger this time. Doesn't get past the first man. They do not score a lot of goals from corner kicks. Arsenal, it's fair to say. They went 186 in a row without a goal recently, which is quite incredible.
It's quite incredible that you know the stats, but you do feel with Arsene Wenger though that he feels that scoring from a set piece is a bit of an affront to football.
Oxlade-Chamberlain has been pulled up for a foul there. That was missed anyway in the middle. He's not sure.
It looks like there's a tangle of legs. Yeah, just enough contact. White to go to ground for sure, and then Shamak, oh, it doesn't show it, just saved him because it was a 2-yard tap into an open goal, and he did manage to miss with no pressure on, which is probably an indication of where he finds himself at the moment.
The script seems almost written, doesn't it? We might as well just fast forward to the hour mark when Thierry Henry comes on. And that's how it looks so far, unless Leeds haven't read that script, of course. Väyrynen. Snudged back there by Clayton, who's making a name for himself in the Championship.
The major change from Thierry Henry in his pomp is that teams don't come over and roll over for the Arsenal anymore. Okay, you know that they're going to pass the ball and they have that quality. But you're not beaten before you turn up, which is always the trick of the biggest teams. The intimidation of coming somewhere. He's sloppiness again.
He's given away by Song, who then compounded the error by fouling his man, Väyrynen.
It just continually breaks up the tempo of the game. Clayton quite rightly just saying slow it down, you know, we're doing fine, we're hanging in there, we're nearly at the half-hour mark, and that's how you have to approach it. Break the game down into 15-minute chunks, just get yourself through, get yourself to the hour mark and assess where you're at that point.
Townsend on the right-hand side now, gets it on his left side. Right-hand ball there, Leeds, against Song, but referee saw nothing wrong. And Arshavin led the charge. This is Ramsey. Lovely ball to Oxlade-Chamberlain. He wants to take it all on himself here. Townsend again for Leeds United. Coquelin stays down at the other end. The referee has decided to play on. Nunez. Indignation on the face of Pat Rice there. And still they play on as it's nudged wide by Townsend. Becchio going in for the header. Arsenal fans livid. The players continuing. Townsend again. And now Coquelin can get some treatment. Just nursing the back of his hamstring there. Yeah, it's a worry.
I don't think that we're getting treated, other than off you go, son. Didn't particularly see the incident, which means he was probably overlapping. If you're overlapping and in full flight, that would be, I would have thought, a small tear.
Well, this is what happened. Yeah. Just there, the bottom of your picture. No contact with anyone. And if you look at who Arsene Wenger's got out injured in defence, Thomas Vermaelen, Bakary Sagna, Andre Santos, Carl Jenkinson. You may have to think about Nico Yanaris, who is on the bench. He's only 18 years of age and can play fullback.
Always a worry as well with these super fit players these days, and great athletes, but playing hamstrings at relatively early ages can set you up that well for the rest of your career. Obviously, some of the quickest players have had perennial. You think of Michael Owen, has had pace such a big part of his game, but terrible trouble with his hamstrings over the years. It's not an injury you want to be picking up as a young player.
Well, Arsenal knew there was a big substitution coming at some point, but this isn't the one they envisaged. A big moment for Emirates. It's only going to be his second senior appearance.
I've only seen him play midfield as well, so it'd be interesting to see if they slot him into right back and make some other changes. Good player, certainly can pass the ball. Talk about a typical Arsenal player, they can all pass, they're all decent athletes. Coquelin, that's really disappointing for him. It's a little run. Sometimes, you know, it's just plays a different position, it's just a different type of running. I know it sounds a bit basic, but the midfield's about short, sharp bursts, and those long extended runs he maybe doesn't make quite so much. Overlapping runs of a fullback, and that certainly caught him out here tonight.
Physicality to Ramsey, the third of this FA Cup third round tie gone, with no score. Mikel to Shamak. Oh, it's not going according to plan for Arsenal in the final third, that's for sure.
No, but it's going according to form, I think is how you'd say with these players. You've already mentioned the stats of the goal scoring.
Mikel Arshavin. He's at the heart of everything good for Arsenal so far. Now is that handball, hands behind his back from the referee, who's not interested at all, and this is Becchio against Koscielny. No foul there either.
Big cries for the handball, but the arms weren't outstretched at all. Arshavin trying to force the ball into the area. Would have seemingly been a very tough decision. Different if the arms are raised or stuck out. Certainly weren't in that situation.
Becchio nudging the ball back.
Yeah, Arshavin he picked up a knock in that challenge from Pugh. Just a little bit more committed. Want to run off, I'm sure.
Vyronen. Malaise from the Leeds fans who are enjoying this.
You see the confidence that good start's given them. So you hang in there, get a few touches of the ball. Don't be sucking into passing it too much, but Arsenal will give you that respect, will allow you to pass it.
Clayton, Becchio, Vyronen, and Thompson. Pugh. Odi. Nunez. Dropping deeper to get the ball. And this side is Odi White. First chance he's had to charge down the flank. And Leeds have their first corner.
After a great period of play, certainly their best in terms of possession. Cultured build-up. Odi White, they were up against 10 men, but Odi White with good outlet down the right-hand side. Inaris coming on, just mentioning that the formation may change. Just giving one or two orders. Big moment for him.
Well, he played in the League Cup in October against Bolton, but this is only his second appearance in an Arsenal shirt. A regular in the reserve side. Offside, Becchio.
Looks like he's gone into that right-back slot at the moment.
Comfortable night so far for Wojciech Szczesny in the goal for Arsenal. Arshavin running at Thompson again, helped out this time by Leeds. Good positive burst again from Townsend, but he's told to get up by referee Mark Clattenburg, who was very well placed. I think Simon Grayson saw it that way. First touch here for Yenaris. And they're working very, very hard, Leeds here.
A really good play from Clayton getting across, but it looked a foul. Really didn't. It's just sloppy. I mean, that's really sloppy. Did look a foul on Townsend, who I've been really impressed with tonight. I think his movement on the ball, he's sharp with the ball at his feet, he's got good close control. I think he's been a great outlet for Leeds. Just looked like he was fouled, he was too quick. Thierry Henry looks a bit worried about the sort of service he's going to be receiving if he goes on up front.
Ten minutes to half-time. Yenaris. Arteta. Lovely ball for Ramsey. Shamak is waiting. Ramsey opted not to play it in early and has ended up losing the ball to Vironen. Here they come again with Oxlade-Chamberlain. To the byline. Cross too deep. Now it's Townsend. Well, once again he's gone down. Once again there's no foul. The referee, I think, will have a word here with Townsend.
That one looked a little bit, there was no contact certainly there. It's good pace, overruns the ball though. I think that's the thing, that he's lost control of it. And there's hardly a tackle that comes in. So, but you would argue that if you're running at pace and you go off balance, you will fall over without it necessarily being a dive. Certainly never really appealed for a free kick, did he, at the time? Probably why he hasn't been booked for simulation.
Koscielny to Alex Song. Yenaris. Shamak. Well, nudge that on to no one in particular. As the England under-21 manager, Stuart Pearce, will be keeping a close eye on the likes of Oxlade-Chamberlain. I saw Simon Grayson's younger brother, Paul Grayson, earlier, a cricketer. And he needs no introductions. Not the only man, Thierry Henry, who's over from the MLS during their break. Down goes Arteta. That's a free kick. Arteta perhaps saying he should be getting a little bit more. Well, this game is sort of meandering a little bit, really.
For all the decent amounts of quality and short passing, you do wonder where a goal's coming from, don't you? With just no cutting edge whatsoever. Shamak, you feel, he wants crosses going into the box. He wants to be attacking the ball on the penalty spot 6 yards out, using that physical presence. And unless Arshavin produces a real bit of magic, I just don't really see where it's coming from.
Song out to Mikel. Ramsey. Scalacci. Yenaris. Oh, given away by Ramsey. One back by Arteta. Ramsey again. Has to go backwards again though. Plenty of men behind the ball for Leeds. Arshavin. Ramsey. Very narrow here. Given away by Song, straight to Väyrynen. Ball breaks kindly for Arsenal. And it is a foul. The referee's playing advantage with Arsenal still in possession. That decision hasn't really pleased anyone. There's a tackle by Mika Väyrynen.
It's a poor challenge. He says he was playing the ball, but the ball was about 6 foot away from when he actually made contact with Arteta. Bit of a frustrating one. Well, Clattenburg, though, he's just allowed the game to go. Asked people to pick themselves up after challenges. Hasn't put himself under any pressure with early use of the yellow card. Certainly one or two instances that other referees you feel might have got the yellow card out of the pocket.
Arteta back on his feet to take the free kick, which is deflected and will be a corner. Lonergan couldn't prevent it going behind. I have to say Arsene Wenger doesn't look particularly enthralled with what he's seen from his players in the first half. Jack Wilshere is a player he'd love to be able to call upon. Yes, we did note that he yawned there. Third Arsenal corner, Arteta with the outswinger. And on the counter, it's Townsend. Found himself rather hemmed in there. Well, it's a Leeds ball.
Simon Grayson will be delighted with his team so far. 5 minutes or so to go to the break. He'll just be happy to get in at 0-0. You can certainly give them some praise. Shown good spirit. Worked hard for each other.
Townsend to Väyrynen. Oh, that broke very well for Nunez. Briefly. Alex Song showing great strength to bring it clear. This is Oxlade-Chamberlain. Well defended by A.D. White. Nunez. Oxlade-Chamberlain again. Oh, lovely arc on that ball out to Arshavin. Brilliant pass. Arshavin assessing his options, went for the reverse ball. Too tight. And again, it's Townsend who's the outlet for Leeds United.
Just always within the confines of the 18-yard box, isn't it? Arsenal's approach play makes them so easy. It's just offside given you. Round of applause coming across from O'Day to the referee's assistant. It just makes them easy to mark because you get your back four narrow and then you get two in front and you've got your wingers tracking back in as well. Suddenly you can get a real good firm wall of 8 players behind that ball. And Oxlade-Chamberlain, we know, has the pace to go around the outside down the right-hand side, but Arshavin constantly comes inside, and they have been really quite easy to mark at the moment. Very easy to read, certainly with the athletic ability of most professional players these days.
Lonergan, who is signed from Preston in the summer after 11 years there. First choice now after the departure of Kasper Schmeichel. He was in goal for this fixture last season. And Shamak, no foul. Well, he's still going. The referee has blown his whistle, has he? Yes, he has. He wrote the 2 challenges there. I think the yellow card will be coming out here for A.D. White.
I'm not sure if it's an AD right, actually.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's AD.
That one.
Actually, they've been a bit quick because Shamak had done really well, picked himself up, had to be booked for the challenge, but Shamak's in and away, and he'll be really frustrated because he's running along the byline. You can see one of the centre halves off already. Like Clattenburg has got that one wrong, unfortunately.
Well, Arsenal do have the free kick. Scalacci, Koscielny, Shamak, all waiting. Quite a lot of pushing and shoving as well. Danny Pugh in the thick of things. I think that's called invasion of personal space. Arteta's ball in into a very good area. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Väyrynen goes across. Leeds fans right by Oxlade-Chamberlain, enjoyed that one. Got to the semi-final, his dad Mark with Portsmouth back in 1992. He's a very useful player in his day. He reckons his son Alex will go on to much greater things.
Probably earned Mark's entire career earnings up to this point as well, I would have thought.
Shamak. Arshavin. Arsenal would love to score before half-time. And Mikel doesn't find a way through. It's been a half of very few goalmouth incidents. Has either goalkeeper made a save? I don't think so.
Right, we knew Arsenal would be pretty. The stats always make good reading in terms of possession, but they just have no real cutting edge at the moment. We've talked about the stats. We know Shamak out of form. Arshavin, to be fair, has been lively, but has been cutting in, making it a little bit easy for the Leeds players just to read, to get narrow, to get the numbers back in. Leeds have come, like so many teams do, sit in and just say to these teams, well, you can have the ball, but you've got to really work hard to break us down, produce something special.
Ball breaks kindly there for Maro and Shamak. And the long-range strike from Ramsey. That'll be another Arsenal corner in the 1 minute of stoppage time.
It's a ferocious strike from Ramsey. Certainly going to be on target. They've stood firm, Leeds. Give them some credit. One more set piece to see off. As you say, not necessarily the greatest threat from Arsenal, the set pieces.
Arteta. Well, they've won a few headers. This time it was Koscielny. But they haven't hit the target at all. He has to think about, does he introduce Walcott, and when does he introduce Henry?
Be slightly stymied, doesn't he, by having a forced substitution with Coquelin's injury as well. Got to be a little bit careful. Can't obviously make too early changes and leave the side vulnerable to finishing with 10 men if someone else picks up an injury. So it does limit the situation as well.
Well, nothing in it at half-time, and that will please Simon Grayson. Andre Arshavin has been a handful. Thierry Henry awaits his second Arsenal debut. Very little to talk of in front of goal. That will be a worry for the Gunners. Half-time at the Emirates. It's Arsenal 0, Leeds United 0. Those Leeds players who will surely approach this second half with confidence. Ken Bates, their chairman, not here. He's on a nice winter break in South Africa. I'm sure he wouldn't object to another replay with Arsenal. But I'm sure Thierry Henry will have something to say about that. How long before he's unleashed? This game could certainly do with him, based on the evidence of the first half.
The best players write their own scripts, don't they? And you would feel it's set up nice for him to come on. Notch with a first touch 25-yarder. But Leeds have got to be a bit careful here. They can't be complacent. They've been fine. They've done well. Kept themselves together. But they have to concentrate this first 10 minutes. They have to just approach this again. I mentioned in the first half about the 15-minute segments. Go back to that. Get through the first 15. See where you are after that.
Leeds currently 8th in the Championship. 9 points behind the top two, but just a point off the playoffs after what was a pretty horrendous Christmas. 3 defeats in a row. And they've conceded more goals than any other side in the top half of the Championship. Very dull moment when Leeds are around. Well, those shots tell the story. The first warm-up for Thierry Henry. Townsend beats the ball by Oxlade-Chamberlain. He's got devastating pace when he's in full flight and goes for goal. Well, he made the opportunity and felt entitled to have a crack.
He used to go across goal though. Good skill, flicks around the back of his legs. Trick that's come into the modern game. Needs to go across goal though. Players in better positions. A bit more composure required. Even if the goalkeeper makes a save and palms it out, one of your teammates puts it in. Just a little bit of decision making, but again, just signs of his pace and signs that Leeds have to be careful.
Did actually score on his first start for Arsenal against Shrewsbury here in the League Cup in September. Arshavin to Ignacy Mikel. Well, that was the idea. Thompson got there first. One back by Arshavin. Ramsey just about squirmed that through to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Song. Similar pattern of play to the start of the first half here. Oh, that's poor from Arteta.
2 moments of sloppiness from the senior players. Arteta with a poor pass and Arshavin. Mikel runs 50 yards to overlap him and he gives him a ball that he can never reach. To be fair, and to his credit, he did chase back to go and win it back again.
Song. Ramsey. He's got it back again, Ramsey. Shamak. Thompson again with the foot in. Scalacci. Song. Mikel. Ramsey. Just lifted in by Arshavin, hoping rather than expecting that Mikel would get there. Lees away.
Lonergan just acknowledging he maybe could have come for that. Put the ball up with a good shout.
Mikel trying to drill the ball across, gets the corner off Thompson. In fact, it is just a throw right by the corner flag. Still looking for that key to unlock this stubborn makeshift, we should remember, Leeds back line. Yenaris, Song, Mikel Arteta, Arshavin, who's looked most likely to find a way through, and shoveled behind by Zach Thompson.
He'll actually be fairly pleased with what he's seen so far. Thinks if that's the top end of the Premiership, I'm surely destined to be there again, just happy to show Arshavin down the line, match his pace.
Fifth Arsenal corner, Arteta takes, Lonergan comes. What a good punch that was as well. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Rather hoiked that ball in, surely went out of play.
I don't think Arsenal do hoiking, not a great tradition of that in their games.
Here come Arsenal again, with Andre Arshavin. Again shown outside by Thompson. Working tirelessly to get it back as well, Arshavin. But here comes Adam Clayton. What a positive run that is. This is Nunez over Becchio, and nervously shovelled behind by Yenaris for a corner.
Good play from Clayton, great composure in the middle of the park, good energy. Haven't seen him too much offensively tonight, but he's certainly been diligent with his defensive work, covering around in front of his back four. Good pace in the attack as well. Nunez, who hasn't been in the game quite so much, but has a little bit of magic about him, has a bit of a spark. Quite rightly, Clayton getting a round of applause from those faithful fans behind him.
Clayton's corner. Given away to Mikel. Plenty of red jerseys up here, Arsenal. That's played through towards Arshavin. What a disappointing finish that is.
Just a bit of sloppiness from Thompson, just can't take those chances. We'll talk about them usually making the right decision. Obviously you think it's got to come to Ramsey. I mean, that is That's really poor professionalism. Yeah, I mean, what he's thinking, I mean, it's going to be a glory goal, but you have to be more clinical. Take a touch. If you have to square the ball for your teammate to tap it in from 6 yards, that's the professional thing to do. That's the approach that's required. I wonder who's the source of so much exasperation here at the Emirates.
Well, it was a tight game when Arsenal and Leeds met in the 1972 final. We've got a shot just now of Peter Lorimer up in the comfy seats, who scored 29 goals that season for Leeds. The game is really waiting for someone of that calibre to get a good position in front of goal, because it's not happening for Arsenal at the moment. Ramsey, Arshavin, Alex Song waiting in the middle. Shamak coming in as well. Corner signals.
First cross that's gone in quickly. There's Shamak making the ground. That's what he wants to do. Happy to attack the ball in the air. This is big strength. Good defending again though. O'Day and Leeds have been excellent against him. Happy to match that physical presence.
Alan Clark, by the way, settled that final in 72. 1-0. It may just be one goal that settles this one. This third round tie. Mikel's header deflected behind. Another Arsenal corner.
Leeds know they don't have to chase the game, so that does make it tougher for Arsenal, because they are happy just to sit in. They'll be delighted to get back to Ellen Road, get a big crowd in there, test the Gunners away from home.
Another Arteta corner. Lonergan gets a left paw to it. Worked well in the end. Townsend tries to launch a counter. Oxlade-Chamberlain on the left-hand side here. Weaving this way and that. We'll get to the byline. It's come all the way through to Shamak. Lays it off. Great save to deny Arteta. Well, that is the best moment we've seen from Arsenal. And Lonergan got down to his left-hand side.
Yeah, just because they're happy to run the outside, Oxlade-Chamberlain changing wings for the first time, cuts a great ball back into a dangerous area. Lonergan's been excellent, punched a couple of great balls, that time gets down low to make a good save away to his left-hand side. But it's something different from Arsenal at least. It's that bit of pace down the wings. Ask Thompson a new question he won't like. Chamberlain changing sides, come to test him, get the ball out to him, get him isolated one-on-one.
First shot on target is that after 54 minutes. Arshavin. Shamak. The play back by Vyranen. Straight to Arshavin. Well, his one goal in the Premier League this season came from a defensive mistake against Swansea, and he almost capitalised on one here.
Yeah, it's just a poor pass from Vyranen. Got to have a look. You think at that point, it's quite an narrow angle. Lonergan coming out. Yeah, he's frustrated. Thought he might have gone for the little nutmeg, the side foot, with that left foot of his. Just trying to pull the ball back. Nothing really happening for him. He's bustled about, hustled and bustled tonight. And the moment seems to come ever closer. Thierry Henry going through his stretching routine.
Leeds are playing very much like a lot of lower table Premier League sides play like here at the Emirates. Keeping it tight. Maybe trying to pinch one on the counter. Arsenal are really struggling to break them down. Oh, they would have loved an early goal here. Having said that, Leeds have not threatened at all since half-time. This is Koscielny. Layoff by Arshavin to Song. A good burst of acceleration. Couldn't get past Clayton. Arshavin.
It's just the first bit of injection of pace, really. That's what they've lacked, Arsenal. They've all been happy to pass it from nice areas, but nobody's run past someone or put a pass in that's really clever and quick, shown great power and strength.
Ramsey looking for Shamak. There's a nice layoff. This is Oxlade-Chamberlain. Well, were their hands in there? That's what Arsenal fans felt. Leeds not waiting to find out. They're on the counter with 80 White. Well, that's what they didn't need to do in that situation, give the ball away. Ramsey, lots of space here for Arsenal. Oxlade-Chamberlain, Shamak is there and didn't get ahead of Tom Lees, who heads behind.
Defended from Leeds, but they've just got themselves stretched. Leeds shouldn't give the ball away in dangerous areas. Great ball, just hung up, asking to be attacked. Shamak unfortunately not quite able to get on the end of it. Well done, Leeds, but just the first signs of the game starting to open up at last.
8th corner, Arteta again, easy for Lonergan. Did the ball go straight behind from the corner? It might be a goal kick here. Well, Michael Brown, a much travelled midfielder, looks like he's coming on here. Mikko Väyrynen, the Finnish player, may be going off. Ex-Tottenham player coming on here for the opposition.
So he won't be scared of reputations, Brownie. Happy to kick pretty much anybody. Couldn't say this is a creative attacking substitution from Simon Grayson, but been around the game an awful long time, very committed character. Shuffle about in front of that back four now. Bit of experience, talk the younger troops through the remaining part of this game.
Often features in top 10 eye-watering tackle countdowns, doesn't he, Michael Brown? Song. Ramsey. Arshavin. Back to Mikel. Arteta. Better from Arsenal. Oh, I don't know why he went that way. Ran into 3 Leeds players. But good determination to get it back for his side. The Arsenal captain. Oh, fouled twice. The referee plays good advantage. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Mikel. Ramsey. Now Song. So many Leeds players behind the ball again. Ramsey. Song, shooting chance again. Goal kick.
Just too laboured in the build-up. That's the trouble for Arsenal. Nobody wants to run beyond what. See Mikel, at least he affects the play by making somebody else come out of position. They just haven't done that. They've been happy. Yes, they can pass it. They've all got great quality. So we see that substitution being made for Leeds. Yes, they've got that quality, but you have to affect the play. You can affect the play in so many different ways. You don't necessarily have to be on the ball all the time.
Well, it does look like a knock for Väyrynen. And Michael Brown, 2 years at Spurs between 2004 and 2006, 34 years of age now. Had an ankle injury recently, which has kept him out of the side for Leeds. A decent acquisition from Simon Grayson. Plenty of Premier League experience. An hour gone at the Emirates. Shavin works really hard to keep that in play. Takes Leeds across with him. Thompson, takes across with him.
Actually looked like it came off Shavin as well. Thompson did really well. He's certainly got a match of pace with Arshavin. He'll be delighted with his performance so far. Can take a lot of credit out of it. He's looked very comfortable.
Two sides here who've struggled desperately for clean sheets. Inevitably, they're both keeping one here. Song. Ramsey. Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Knows he should be doing better. Rightly frustrated. Frustration's there because his service he wants from those flanks hasn't come in. Just horrible when you're really stretching for that goal. You're desperate to get one.
Oh, Samir Nasri in the crowd. Former gunner, now with Manchester City, after his slightly acrimonious move. He left at the same time as Fabregas, of course. Manchester City out of the competition. This is Ramsey. Oh, worked a good shooting position, but again it's blocked. Arshavin, who was down, now back on his feet. Song. Linares gives it back to him. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Lovely flick by Ramsey. Oxlade-Chamberlain, good save again by Lonergan. Still not away, it's Ramsey.
Just happens quicker, doesn't it? You just see it, it's half a second quick up with the pace. A flick, good return and a snapshot, and the Leeds players then can't adjust. That's the difference. You put that quality into the play. We know they have that ability, just haven't shown it enough tonight. Great strike from Chamberlain. Lonergan, who's been very solid, sees it all the way. Good strong wrists. He's been good tonight, Lonergan. He's been well served by certainly by his centre-backs, who've been excellent, willing to throw themselves in front of play. But Arsenal will always be a threat.
Arshavin. Ramsey. Linares. Arsenal 19 games since their last 0-0. Leeds 28 games without a goalless draw. Mikel gave it straight to Becchio. Now Townsend. A rare Leeds attack in this second half. Townsend all alone with just Becchio to his left. And did that come off, Mikel? Oh, he thought so, Townsend. Just a goal kick. And Townsend has booted that away in frustration.
And it does look a corner. Mikel goes to ground and Townsend actually makes him play. And this is stupid. Stupid to get booked for it. But it's the frustrations because the officials seemingly, and I haven't seen it again, seem to have made the wrong decision. He ends up getting booked for it. Okay, it's unprofessional, his reaction, but it's so frustrating when it's good play. Seems to have earned the set piece. Referee's assistant should have a good view of it. He ends up picking up a yellow card for it.
Well, look at the way the ball travelled after the challenge. It definitely looked like a corner. Townsend gets a rather silly caution for booting the ball away. Well, that's the sight that the Arsenal fans wanted. Henry no longer, of course, wearing number 14 because Theo Walcott pinched that number once his idol had left the club. And now the pair of them are coming on together. Arshavin. He's away. Well, real fever pitch around the Emirates.
Theo Walcott's never been so popular.
Henry 3 times an FA Cup winner with Arsenal. Everyone wants a snap of the legendary Thierry Henry coming on. Arshavin. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Ramsey. Look how many Leeds players get around the ball. Townsend. Linares with a good header. Went in bravely there as well against AD White. The story now does seem to be, can Arsenal score? Ramsey over Shamak.
Leeds to be better, just keep the ball on the pitch, wouldn't they? Don't let them make the substitution. They're quite comfortable at the moment.
Well, Arsenal just waiting for the ball to go dead so they can make the two big changes. Vecchio's done well there. And this is Townsend. Once again, the outlet for Leeds. Just has not seen enough of the ball from their point of view. Clayton. Well, this is promising. Nunez. Running at Yenaris. No handball. Oxlade-Chamberlain, who's surely going to be withdrawn with Walcott and Henry coming on. Arshavin. Has he got the pace to beat Thompson? Shamak's layoff. And Oxlade-Chamberlain again tries his luck. And that's likely to be his last touch. Theo Walcott first on, replacing Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain with a quarter of the game to go. And the moment that every Arsenal fan here tonight has waited for. He has a bronze statue of him outside the ground. Shamak, another miserable night for him. And Thierry Henry, who last faced Leeds in April 2004, he scored 4 times in a 5-0 victory at Highbury. He's on for his second Arsenal debut.
Certainly one of the best they've ever seen. Went through a couple of seasons where he was absolutely prolific, almost unplayable, has everything, pace and power, could score goals from inside the area, was strong in the air. Can he reproduce anything near that from the Arsenal, who desperately need an injection of quality in those forward areas? When Van Persie doesn't play, they generally don't score. Leeds and Thompson have actually never heard of him in the Leeds back four, have they? They're that young. I've just asked, do you know anything about this guy?
34 years of age now. Arsene Wenger admits he won't be the same player. He's got offside there. He lost the playoffs in the MLS with the New York Red Bulls against LA Galaxy, and Arsene Wenger said he saw the frustration and anger and disappointment in his eyes and realised he still had the same hunger and passion that he always had. That's when he made the decision that he would try and bring him here on a short-term loan. It is initially 6.5 weeks, but is expected to go to 2 months, and he has been registered in that Champions League squad, so could face AC Milan at the San Siro in the last 16. If it works out, of course. It's fair to say, for 20 minutes to go, this has not been vintage Arsenal. First touch for Walcott. He grew up hero worshipping Thierry Henry. Foul by Michael Brown. Well, could a set piece offer Arsenal a way to unlock this Leeds defence? Not like that. What a gift for Lonergan.
He's looked very comfortable under the high ball, and that really was a gimme in golf parlance. But Leeds can be proud of their efforts. They've not had to be too extended here tonight. Had moments on the break. Martin O'Neill looks on. Fixtures to come. Steve Walford alongside him, his assistant. What an impact they've made at Sunderland.
Of course, through to round 4. Oh, there's no foul there. And look at disbelief on the face of Arteta. Clayton. Townsend. Well, it was a reverse ball, and it's a foul on Koscielny. by Clayton.
Just a sign of the intentions that the middle two central midfielders, Clayton going off his feet, Koscielny, he's been solid and not really tested tonight, but he's been fine. But Clayton, the very fact that he wants to make those runs now, just an indication that Leeds are starting to think, well, this last 20 minutes we maybe just extend ourselves a little bit, show some attacking intent, maybe pinch ourselves a famous victory.
Emirates. Very good run. Taken on by Walcott. Ramsey. Very great clearance by Townsend.
This Henry bloke hasn't had a touch yet. It's been woeful.
Arshavin, good turn. Is that offside against Walcott? Well, it comes off White for the corner. Looks like another change looming here for Leeds. Ross McCormack getting ready. Walcott's corner this time. Can they get it across? Lee's away. Walcott again. Oh, it was arrowing in towards Scilacci.
Great ball whipped in, pace and power on this, and a sort of ball that Shamak would have liked. He's already gone off. First time it's really been whipped in.
Arteta. A bit more elevation on that ball, and that would have been really difficult to defend. Shabby. Song. Not this time. So, Ross McCormack, Leeds United's top scorer, replaces Vecchio, the Argentinian striker who hasn't had an awful lot of service, you have to say. And McCormack, who's netted 12 goals this season, and of course scored very, very late in Leeds' last game to win against Burnley.
Yeah, some frustration for Becker. Sure, he didn't expect to get too much service tonight. Has had to be a bit of a batter ram. Did have the one chance that in the first half where he snatched the left foot volley, so he'll go off wondering what might have been. McCormack certainly in form, and again just an indication of Simon Grayson looking and thinking with 15 minutes to go, you just never know.
Walcott. He's made a good run here. He could try and pull it back for Henry. That was the ball. Down goes Walcott, goal kick. Walcott with just one goal in his last 19. Criticism of his season, really didn't manage a Premier League goal at home in the whole of the last calendar year. Very good clearance there from Koscielny. This is Scilacci. Song. Not going to get caught in possession there. Scilacci to Arshavin. That's sloppy.
The only thing, that's really sloppy.
Szczesny surely had to get it into touch. Why not play it goalwards? They had two men on the line.
The one thing I fear a little bit for Leeds, the game's just starting to get stretched, which actually suits Arsenal far more.
Leeds did well there. And McCormack, Clayton, and the whistle's gone. Ramsey, Henry, Arteta, Arshavin. And It'll be another corner of Thompson.
Oh, he's been excellent tonight, Thompson. You've seen him in that situation a few times, coped admirably each time. Probably starting to feel this in his legs a little bit. Needs to keep that concentration going.
11th Arsenal corner. Arshavin tries this time and gets no joy. And McCormack, unsure of what was behind him, put it out for another one.
I think you know you're perfectly safe conceding corners to Arsenal, aren't you? It's good play, good way to wind the clock down.
Arteta back on them again. It takes something extraordinary to score from a corner, high loopy one like that to the far post with an outswing it. Hidden hope, really. Arshavin to Song. Oh, through for Thierry Henry, what a moment! It had to be Thierry Henry! The script was written, and boy, he read it. Extraordinary! His 12th goal against Leeds. The first chance he got. Welcome home.
Well, whatever doubts he had about making the move, they've just been answered. Great ball from Song. Picks him out, a little bit of movement. Just a hint that he may have moved offside, but once he takes that fantastic first touch, how many times did we see him do this over the years? Just curl the ball into that far corner. Song's first real contribution, smashing pass. And the curtain can now come down. Get out of jail free, Mr. Wenger.
Well, didn't we say after 25 minutes? Fast forward to Thierry Henry coming on and scoring. There was almost an inevitability about it. At the other end, it's Ross McCormack. Well, he could have pulled it back there for Clayton. What have Leeds got now? It's Michael Brown.
Smashing strike. Also said that had felt that Leeds had just opened the game up as well. Just those gaps start to appear. It is a great ball that Song plays. Once again, we see Walcott running. Tired legs now on that Leeds side.
It's Ramsey. Oh, looking for handball. Walcott can't keep it in.
But just those gaps appear that allow the pass to be made. And you would expect Arsenal to see this out now. They don't want any more goals, do they? They want the headlines. Trying to raise the crowd, knows how important it is. Look at the first touch, gets it out of his feet, opens the body.
Vintage Henry. Simon Grayson, the Leeds manager, said he played against him many times, and his memory is seeing the number 14 on his back as he ran past him. Many defenders will tell a similar story, Matt.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that one out. I'm still in therapy, I have to say. But look, he's a fantastic player, but he will have had doubts himself. He will have wondered. I know he spoke to people about, do you think this is a good idea? Can I destroy what's gone before? So even the most confident of players, he wouldn't have wanted it to be a disaster coming back. He wouldn't have wanted it to be an embarrassment. And it certainly seems that can't be the case from this point.
I think Jack Wilshere was tweeting there in what looks like his wedding suits, in the comfy seats. Not yawning anymore. Clayton, good ball in towards McCormack. Oh, big chance for Leeds.
Great ball in. Heads it too well, either side of Koscielny. Either side of the goalkeeper, and he can just about afford to get that equaliser. Just needed to skid the ball off a little bit, just to get a bit of an angle. Great chance for Leeds, what a ball in as well.
Well, it's just a warning for Arsenal that football isn't one long fairy tale.
I think it is when Thierry Henry's involved.
Well, he could have changed everything, ruining his comeback.
It's a fantastic ball in, makes the effort to go. Great ball, dangerous area, just heads it too well. Chesney delighted, just clutched the ball into his chest.
Now Ramon Nunez is coming off, and Michael Forsell is on for Leeds United, a player with some pedigree, 30 years of age now. Of course, he was on Chelsea's books for 7 years. Actually made his debut against Arsenal in this country, age 17 for Luca Vialli's Chelsea, back in 1998 now. I think Thierry enjoyed this moment. Special. Arteta. Ramsey. Song. Runs through to Song again. Now it's Arshavin, who didn't go across goal. Went near post and hit the side netting.
Just not natural on his left foot. Plenty of opportunities, even crossing it tonight. This is a great chance. First touch isn't as good as you'd expect from himself as well. Could actually have checked it onto his right foot, his stronger right foot. Didn't do so. As you say, got to go across goal if you get that chance.
All the time he was at Arsenal, he played against Leeds in 5 seasons and scored 11 goals. Incredible, Thierry Henry. I think got to the stage for Leeds fans that if they saw Henry's name on the team sheet, it was sort of inevitable he'd score at least one, and that continues some 7 or 8 years later.
Yeah, I played against him in the last game at Highbury, a famous occasion. Fantastic old ground and all the traditions that go with it. The game was set up for him to score at least a hat-trick that day, and yeah, I duly obliged by letting him.
How good of you. Forward by OD. Clayton. Can't help feeling that Leeds will get one more chance before the end of the game. It's the question of whether or not they can take it. Clayton. Of course, Forsell and McCormack, both more than capable of finding the back of the net if they get the right service.
Well, they can afford to concede again. They know they're out at this point, Leeds, so they might as well open up. They'd certainly gone for it. They made the attacking substitution as well. Simon Grayson might be, certainly Ken Bates might be thinking, I'd have been quite happy for you just to shut up. Shop, that is, not personally. But, and take the replay.
Arteta. Yenaris. Pugh came across with a no-nonsense tackle. The ball went out of play. 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. He's not out of it yet, Simon Grayson. He's been in charge at Leeds now for just over 3 years since his move from Blackpool. He's won just over half of his games in charge.
I can be proud of his side's efforts tonight. I thought they showed really good resilience. Obviously had to make a few changes, has to make a judgment call on the rest of his season as well. The importance of trying to get out of the Championship, which is always a tough ask. Been under a bit of pressure with recent results, but his team, and especially his young players, have come today, really tried for him.
Forsell has done well there. McCormack would have been offside, but left it. Chesney leaves that one, and Townsend can only slice it behind. This was the moment, Matt.
That could be any time in the last 10 years. I mean, he's scored so many goals. Okay, he might have lost a yard or so of pace, and Arsene Wenger talks about him being a different player, but class is permanent. The first touch, the instinct, knowing what to do, a cool head passing the ball across goal. I mentioned Becchio's chance in the first half. I know it's slightly different, but it's that cool head. You almost see them take that part of a second, a millisecond of a pause just to compose themselves, and then there's no doubt about where the ball's ending up.
Marcel. Going from straight to Mikel. Now Arshavin. Up against Thompson again. Always got it back to Ignacy Mikel. Oh, almost got away from the defender. Second goal obviously seals it. And if it stays 1-0, then Arsene Wenger won't be able to relax until the final whistle. Mikel. He's caught late there by, guess who? Michael Brown.
He actually didn't raise his foot at all. He just ran into him. It's a strong old challenge. Arshavin probably doesn't need the hassle of picking up a head injury at this stage. One thing I would say about Arshavin tonight, okay, he's maybe looks like he's lacked a bit of confidence in front of goal, but at least he's been fairly industrious. He's opened his legs at time, he's run, trying to show a little bit of trickery. I think the frustrations for so many Arsenal fans is that on the days where he doesn't seem to have sort of any pace about his play, he can look really awful, really sluggish and awful, but I think you'd have to say he's been industrious at least tonight.
Arshavin. Henry has made the run. It's cleared as far as Ramsey. Well, 90 seconds of normal time to go. We believe 3 minutes of stoppage time.
Not seen too much of Ramsey second half. Just cruised through the game. Half a chance there, ball never really sat down for him. But again, it's Henry's willingness to run beyond, just stretches that back foot, allows that space to develop for the midfield players.
What a comfortable night for Wojciech Szczesny in the Arsenal goal. The clearance has fallen to Arshavin. He squared it for Ramsey. And this is Danny Pugh.
Been comfortable pretty much throughout, hasn't it, for Arsenal? We're never going to be expecting to be dominated. Not really too many clear-cut chances at all. McCormack's header probably the best of what Leeds have produced.
Near side, it's Townsend. Into Forsell. Chance here. Beaten away by Szczesny. There was one more chance. And he had to make a save at last, the Polish goalkeeper. We move into stoppage time. Arshavin. Ramsey. Song. Arteta. Henry. Cleared by Leeds. Well, the Leeds fans behind the goal where Forsell struck. We're getting ready to celebrate there.
It was a good move. He just came across into space. The angle was against him. Szczesny is a goalkeeper of increasing reputation. Suddenly find themselves with a really solid goalkeeper at last, Arsenal, after many years where it's been a position of some question marks.
Song. Behind Henry, here he is. Assessing his options. And a foul by Henry, referee playing advantage. They don't play advantage there, as White goes tumbling. A yellow card coming here.
I think Henry's a bit lucky as well. Chauvin certainly foul, but yeah, what Dave's just saying, I think he just kicks out the back of his legs, really. Yeah, that's a booking, I'm afraid.
The referee, of course, could have still issued that yellow card, having played advantage. I think he'd feel a real villain, wouldn't he? Let's eaten up a bit of time. White. Last minute of stoppage time for Sell. Well, that's rather wasteful, really, from Danny Pugh. Gives Chesney the opportunity to pat the ball down a couple of times. Arsenal haven't lost to lower league opposition under Arsene Wenger, or failed to get past round 3. And that record, that proud record, looks set to continue. The season before Wenger came to the club, they did lose to Sheffield United.
I think if I was a Leeds player now, my thoughts would be trying to get close to Thierry Henry at the end to try and swap shirts, because that one might be worth a few quid in years to come. A comeback shirt.
Probably been asked a few times already, I should think. 3 minutes of stoppage time have been played. Well, with a certain amount of inevitability, it was Thierry Henry's night. He had to wait for his second Arsenal debut, but when he came up trumps by scoring the winner to defeat Leeds. Leeds nemesis during his time at Highbury, and he's done it to them again to put Arsenal into round 4. They will face Aston Villa here at the Emirates later this month. Leeds gave it everything and had their half chances, but Arsenal, who dominated possession, found a way through. Invariably, it was Thierry Henry who bagged the goal with a wonderful finish. Vintage Henry, even if it wasn't quite vintage Arsenal. Full time at the Emirates. Arsenal 1, Leeds United 0.